Hey guys, tonight's lesson is just kind of a refresher of the fractions of fractions lesson, which is 9.4. And I just wanted to go over number 11 because it's a little trickier than the other questions that we've done. And we didn't even see this question up until now. So just wanted to go over it with you. So you've been able to digest a little bit before we actually do question 11 tomorrow. So the question 11a. If this is going back to the practice questions we did today. The question reads, 2/5 is 2/3 of blank. So traditionally, we've seen questions worded the other way, where we would have 2/3 of blank is 2/5. That's kind of the way we've been reading it, where the answer is at the end. So this particular question here, I'm just going to rewrite it so it looks like below. 2/3 of blank is 2/5. Okay, so for this, we should be using a fraction strip. We don't have to. It makes it easier. If you can draw your own picture and you're successful in doing that, that's totally fine. So what we want to do is think of the question like this. 2/3, so 2 out of 3, so if we were drawing it, and we had it in thirds, 2/3, 2 out of the 3, somewhere on this fraction strip is also equivalent to 2/5. So normally your answer is what's going to be on the fraction strip. So we're going to be looking at fifths on the fraction strip. So 2/3 of the fifth fraction strip, so 2/3 of blank on the fifth fraction strip is equivalent to 2/5. So let's kind of shade in 2/5 here. Okay, so that's shading in 2, but we also have to represent 2/3. So if you can think about the fraction strips in thirds, then that would be the rectangle or the shape, and 2 is shaded in out of the 3. Well, now we look and say, well, how many fifths did we have in total in this shape? Again, look at the black outline. Well, there is 3/5 because that's a box, and that's a box. So it's in fifths, and there's 3 of them, so it's representing 3/5. 2 of them are shaded in because now out of these 3 boxes, 2 are shaded in. That represents the 2/3. So 2/3 of 3/5 is also 2/5 because there's 2 shaded in. Okay, I'm going to try another question with you. So 11b is 3/8 is 3/4 of blank. We're going to rewrite that. So again, 3/8 is the final answer. So we're going to rewrite it to 3/4 of blank is 3/8. Okay, so again we go to our fraction strip, and the answer is 3/8, right? 3/4 of something ends up being 3/8. So then we want to draw our attention to the eighths here. So if 3/4 of something ends up being 3/8, then it means that we have to divide these eighths into quarters, or we have to make sure that there's 4 of them. So there's our 4 right there. Okay, I just put a box around it. And 3/4 of something ends up being 3/8. So now we have to represent 3/4. So there's 1. So I shade in 1, 2, and 3. So in this box here, if I took this box out, it would represent 3/4. It also represents 3/8 that are shaded in. Now the question is saying 3/4 of the total is also 3/8. So what's the total here? There's 4 boxes and they're all in eighths. So the fraction is 4/8. So 3/4, 1, 2, 3, out of the 4 boxes, so out of the 4 boxes that have 8 as the denominator, is also 3/8 because there's 1, 2, 3 that are shaded in, and the denominator is 8. Okay, so I want you guys to try this one on your own. This is 11C, and also try 11D on your own, which is 5/12 is 1/2 of blank. Okay, so remember to rewrite it to make it easier, and you can use fraction strips if that makes it easier for you as well.